Welcome to Burl Sports. Hope you're having a great Labor Day. We will get started here in just a minute. I have to make sure the stream is coming through all right. Appreciate those of you who bought into this pre-war mixer break. So 150 cards, lots of graded stars, lots of cool raw cards throughout. Every card is listed in the listing along with their specific condition. So hope you're able to peruse that. As always, interesting content in those pre-war breaks. YouTube's looking good. Make sure Facebook's solid, and then we'll get rolling. All right, looking good, looking good. Nobody in the chat yet, so I know we're off of the regular scheduled programming because of the holiday. I was indisposed over the weekend. Had a nice little getaway with the family to State Park in Middle Tennessee and didn't have access to the internet, which was well, one, unexpected because the cabin was advertised to have internet. But number two, it was pleasant. So, although I did miss communicating with you all, I did get to enjoy a little bit of the great outdoors, enjoyed a little concert in a cavern, so good stuff all around. But that is why we are off our regularly scheduled Sunday night breaks and breaking on a Monday night. So it looks like we got 14 live viewers so far. Let me get a couple of you interacting in the chat just so I know that's coming through all right as well. But we did sell out this pre-war mixer break as of like a few minutes ago. So thanks to everyone who bought in. Hey Jim, good to see you in the chat. So we have 150 cards in this one. We sold 149 spots, gave one away. So do make sure you follow us Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Brawl Sports in all three locations to get in on those giveaways. Every spot gets a card in my break, so I'll do a quick rundown. You know, as I mentioned, we've got complete checklist here with every card listed. That's the checklist we'll use for the break. So we'll take our list of names. However many spots you bought, that's how many times your name is in this list. So we'll take this list of names and then we will paste it right into random.org's list randomizer, shuffle it up a lot, and then paste that randomized list of names right next to our checklist. So whoever comes out, what's up, Adam? Whoever comes out in spot number one gets the American Caramel, gray. Whoever comes out two gets the Philadelphia Caramel. Doyle, Evers is spot three, and so on. Now, what we won't do is we won't read through all 150 cards in the break, but since they're only 150, I'll scroll slow enough so we can see every card as we go. And I've all the ones in bold will be the ones I show live on the broadcast. I'll probably show a few more than that as we go. So really, really fun break top to bottom, solid value, some nice old cards. Now I did notice a comment that, hey, isn't 43, kind of in the war? Well, it is. But it's before the war's over, so it's pre the ending of the war. I don't know. I these sets like MP and Company are kind of in no man's land as far as categories go. So could call it a post-war and put them in there, but then it's like, well, it's not really post-war either. So, flip a coin. It fits well because most of the players, we identify with that pre-war era. So that was my thinking. Regardless, cool cards. All right, we'll get rolling. What's up, Adam? So if I could get some numbers in the chat. Give me numbers between or including 6 and 10. Between or including 6 and 10. Third number in the chat is how many times we'll randomize this list. So far I've only had 2 people interacting in the chat, so if I could get a few more, thanks, Luis. And while we wait on those numbers to roll in, congrats to Bob Red for winning that free spot in this mixer. So again, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Burl Sports in all three locations. Thanks, Terry. All right, one more number, one more number. 6. There we go. Thanks, Jim. All right, 6 randoms it is. And let's see where we end up. All right, we use random.org's list randomizer. Good luck, everybody. Here is 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. Here's 5. And 6. So we've got Doug on top, David on bottom. All right, so what we'll do is I'm actually going to do that. Then wrap that text. That way I can see a little better and make these bigger. All right, so there you can see Larry Doyle is up first. Doyle going to sorry, I want to make this just a little bigger so we don't just see one at a time. All right. Here's the Doyle. Nice bold coloring on the E95. Going to Matthew Piscatella. SGC 1.5. There's what your E95s look like. A little checklist on the back. Made by that Philadelphia Caramel Company in Camden, New Jersey. Evers is next, same set, E95. One to Rich Anton. Really jam-packed set, the E95 is. This is a PSA 1. So not a ton of cards, 25, but you got some big boys in there with Wagner and Cobb in particular, Plank as well, several other Hall of Famers, Mathewson being another major one. Mecha double folders, another fun, smaller size, bite-sized set. Other issues. This one is a Leach Gibson. This is a PSA 2.5 going to Edwin Pastrana. So these do fold down like so the players can share legs. If you so desire to fold your double folders, 2 players, 1 card, so you can see that folds down like so. But yeah, 2.5 there on the Leach Gibson. Barton, it would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Um, Several T205s in here. Of course, the big one is in terms of value and um, name recognition is Christy Mathewson, SGC Authentic, going to Jordan Adams. Really beautiful color there on the Christy. The standing trade offer out there for anybody who hits the Bull Durham. Barton is interested. So Piedmont back here on the gold border Christie. Really gorgeous card. Nice hit there for you, Jordan. Schultz, PSA 4 gold border goes to Daniel Brickner. Then Titus goes to Joseph Cerullo. SGC 5 is really tough to get pre-war issues in EX or better of them with an honest long cut back. SGC5. So I'm just going to kind of scroll slowly through here. You can see lots of T205s, some of them lesser grade, some of them fair to good, as well as some fairly decent ones. This one's a 2 here. Tony Smith going to Daniel Winterick. It's an SGC, or sorry, not an SGC, Beckett BVG2 for the Brooklyn Dodgers Piedmont advertisement on the back. And here's that Bull Durham. SGC1 on the T206 goes to Aaron Duff. Sorry, Barton, but hey, Aaron, you know, Barton is interested. SGC1 here on the Durham. That one walked up to my table at the National. All 4 of the graded T206s in this break did, actually. And since there'd been already like 32 people ask me for T206s and I didn't have any, I was like, absolutely. All right, McCormick, really nice SGC3 example here on the Moose. Piedmont going to John Payovich. Unglaub. No idea if I'm saying his name right, but he's an SGC2. Uncommon back with him, with the Sovereign. 350. Going to William Ratliff. Oh, I did forget there's a Chase in here too. He didn't exactly walk up to my table. I mean, he did, but I already knew the guy who was bringing it to me, so it wasn't exactly the same kind of vibe as the other 4. But Chase was in a big group of cards that I also acquired that week in Atlantic City. So Chase here, PSA 1 goes to Daniel Ballard. Sweet cap roll on that low grade Chase. A few raw T206s as well. Only one T207, so I thought I'd show it. It's Schultz. So T207 is characterized by the brown background, and there's focus. You know, T207s, people seem to either love them or hate them. Not many people are very neutral on them. That is, so little scuffs on the case here, but I personally find the T207s to kind of, they feel classy to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird, but it's SGC 1.5 going to Scott Smith. Um, some cool W550 strip cards. And so those are designed after, a playing deck. So I'll show you a couple of them, even though they're probably not, hits in the classic sense. But Andy Cohen for your New York Giants, going to Rich Anton. Then we got Pipgras for the Yankees, 4 of spades. Going to David Mowat. A really cool little set. And all these came out of the same collection. Unfortunately, I got to the collection after the Gehrig was gone, so because there was a Gehrig in it. But what are you gonna do? Some really nice 33 Gaudis in this group. Some not so nice, but some really nice ones. This Bill Terry is one of the really nice ones. Going to Brian Yacker. SGC3 here on the Terry. Always nice to add Hall of Fame Gaudi cards to a collection. You can see several, VG examples through here. I'll show you kind of a sampling of those that I've labeled as VG. Eddie Collins here goes to Kevin Bear. A lot of these, not the Hall of Famers, but a lot of the commons through this stretch came from the same collection as well, out of Middle Tennessee. Jim Bottomley going to Joseph Cerullo. Lefty O'Doul. This is the old BCCG grading, so not the same grading scale, so that number does not mean it's a 7. You can see it describes it as very good, which um, seems fairly accurate. Corner corner wear here, top left, bottom right. If looking at the back, no real creases that I see. So VG sounds about accurate. So probably a 3 on a normal grading scale. Going to Charlie Bailey. Photo dual cards picking up in popularity lately. Cochran, PSA 1 goes to Brian Parker. The Cochran came up to the table at the National with that same group that had the Hal Chase T206 in it. As did a couple other of these low-grade Gaudis we'll see here in a minute. Tris Speaker goes to Andrew Goldman. Speaker is chopped off, of course, missing the big league chewing gum ad at the bottom, so you see lots of them that way. Likely stores use those as cancel marks. What's up, Adam? Sound check. Am I coming through okay? Uh, Seems okay on my end, but I will go double check. Let's see. Can you guys hear me? Test, 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 test. I hear myself on my end. Okay. So Adam, if you're having trouble hearing me, maybe it's your side. All right. But I do have to mute myself because I can't handle the echo back in my ear. I know some people do that. Interesting, Luis. Well, everything looks to be fine on my end, so I'll keep rolling since I've got several affirmations and should be okay. To go back and watch the recording if you missed some section. This is a good place to show, as you can see here, a nice good section of raw cards. Lots of these came out of the same collection, so I just kind of want to show you a sampling of what the quality of some of these cards. I scanned a handful of them just because they're pretty gorgeous. So you can see the color is just absolutely fantastic. The leech is ludicrously sharp on the presentation. Really clear registration. This group here I'm showing you all came out of the same collection in Middle Tennessee. Um, these are the lesser cards out of that group. I got about twice as many that sent off to PSA for grading. One issue is sometimes they've got like little tiny bits of paper loss here, around in various places. Um, but often it's so tiny you probably wouldn't notice unless you just look deep for it. Yeah, that leech is ludicrous. Little fraying on the back edges, but as far as the image, I don't know that I've seen a clearer 33 Gaudi in person. Um, just fantastic registration. So just wanted to give you a sample of those. Really nice cards. All right, and continuing to roll through here, almost to the halfway point. And now these that are graded, they're not from that same collection, so acquired different times, different places. And the ones that are lower than good or very good that are raw also are from a different place. Lindstrom goes to Douglas Meyer. And that's interesting, Brian, about the phone to PC. So I don't know if anybody else had similar issues or not. Oh, and hey, Derek, good to see you in the chat. Lloyd Wayner goes to Daniel Winterick. PSA 2 on the Lloyd. Goslin goes to David Mowat. One of my favorite cards. Of course, if you've watched the breaks for any substantial amount of time, you know I'm a sucker for a detailed background on a 30s card. And that's a good one. Again, really clear image on this card as well. Jim, look, that leech. Check it out. You hit it. That's pretty cool. Rick Farrell. Next hit going to Kevin Fiedler. There's the Farrell. Mel Ott. PSA Authentic going to Kevin Baer. Of course, these Gaudi Hall of Famers have really shot up in value lately, even in low grade like this. This one also walked up to the table with that other group of low grade Hall of Famers that I was mentioning earlier. Virgil Davis, PSA 4 going to Greg Ritzer. Lots of people like the old school catcher gear cards. It's a good one. Move a few things around here so I don't end up knocking a stack over. All right. Vernon Gomez. SGC1 here on the lefty. Goes to James Ferguson. What's up, Ed? We got the other lefty, Grove. Going to John Farstfelt. SGC2. Another clean image on this card. Carl Hubbell goes to Douglas Meyer. It's the card 230. A little worse for the wear, but hey, is a Carl Hubbell. Right, that's the last 33 Gaudy we're going to look at. I did have one lone 34 Gaudy, which I did not pull to show you. And then a few Diamond Stars cards. Several graded in the PSA 3 to 5 range. Show you a couple. No giant Hall of Famers, but some really gorgeous cards. PSA 5 here on the Stonewall Jackson. Good question. Some designs on the 33 Gaudy had the big league. Some didn't. Some should have it, but don't because it's chopped off as candy stores might use that as a way to cancel the cards if they've got running some kind of promo for kids, like you know show me a Tris speaker and get a coupon off of your next purchase or something, and they'd cancel it out, or variety of other little similar type promos they might do. Some might have punched holes or whatever, just some way to mark the card to say, hey, the kid already showed me this. Just a way to drum up interest. But as far as like from a design perspective, why some of them don't, I'm not really sure. I hadn't really thought about it. Stonewall Jackson, though, here, PSA 5 in the Diamond Stars, goes to Donald Barnett. This Diamond Stars got a 1935 copyright. Though now I'm intrigued, Terry, so I may have to do some research and come back with an answer in the future. I'm sure the answer is out. Sam Beard, a nice looking Diamond Stars card. Well, I guess I didn't boldface it. Or maybe he's not even in here. Did I pull him? Oh no, there he is. He goes to Adam Bates. I guess I just scrolled too far. Okay. Go a little slower, make sure I don't miss any of those. Right, do have Lone, 35 Gaudy, the old 4-in-1s. PSA 3 here on the Leslie, Frey, Strip, Clark. Goes to John Pavich. Charlie Gehringer, 39 Play Ball goes to Joseph Cerullo. PSA 3. And George Sisler, PSA 3, goes to Brian Smith. Red Roughing goes to Thomas Lutz. PSA 4.5 here on the roughing. And there are a few play ball commons. Then we get to these MP and Company now. There are several stars I'm not going to show you in here, but I will show you a handful. These are all hand cut as well. So Bob Feller goes to David Mowat. And there are two MP and Company sets. This one's from 1943. There's also a 47. Not the most visually appealing set, obviously, like Carl Hubble is a big Hall of Famer. Got the Hank Greenberg here. But the artwork's not the best. You can see, again, I mentioned these are all hand cut, so you know sometimes your cuts are better than others. Cut a corner a little short there, going to Ryan Cass on the Greenberg. But they are kind of unique, and you don't see them a ton, but they're certainly interesting. Jimmy Fox, going to Kevin Fiedler. And I did get a couple of examples graded, Joe DiMaggio being one of them. DiMaggio going to Matthew Piscatella. And, all these came from the same set, so you can kind of see where this kind of condition will land them on a grading scale. So 1.5 here on the DiMaggio. You can see there they say, note that it's hand cut on the label. And then, so that this is a set of the MP and companies in here. So lots of big names. Boudreaux, Mel Ott are solid players. Of course, Pee Wee Reese is a good one. Ted Williams goes to Austin Alderdice. He's also a 1.5 on the Ted. And that's it in terms of cards I'm showing you. See the last couple here. And then, of course, I'll post up this list sorted by participant as soon as the broadcast is over. I'll get links out to all of you in case you're wondering. A few more of these MP and companies I'd set here to the side. There's that Reese. So yeah, interesting little set. But we'll get those results posted up, and then I'll get these sorted and shipped out over the next few days. And we got a 1958 Topps set break up next, if my memory serves me. So good fun coming your way. Hope you all have enjoyed your Labor Day weekend, ready for another Oh, nice, nice. Always nice to hit a card for the PC in a break. So congrats, Austin. That's great to hear. Um, so 1958 tops next week. I need to go pull that one off the shelf and remind myself of what condition those are in. So I'm not sure on the price point off the top of my head, but we'll be as fair as we can and look forward to another break next weekend. So appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you have a great rest of your Labor Day evening and catch the end of this Clemson Georgia Tech football game, I guess. And this is Burl.